Hey guys, it's Donna with Holistic Wellbeing. Thank you so much for joining me here on another fantastic day. It's actually an overcast day, a little bit cloudy, a little bit rainy. As you know, we are headed for a storm season that may be a little challenging. So we actually had our first tropical, uh, whatever you want to call it, sitting out in the Gulf. But it's bringing some rain and some darkness and some cloudiness into our day to day. So I'm just going to pray and encourage you guys that regardless of what you're doing right now, oftentimes what's happening on the outside typically tends to affect the person on the inside. Hi, Miss Wanda, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Welcome, welcome. So don't ever let the gloominess of the outdoors affect your spirits. Just always remember, like the quote said that I put out there today, even though your day may seem gloom and just very dismal and you don't know which direction you're going at times, just always remember it's wonderful to just go out and play and laugh in the rain. Okay, so yesterday I spoke about indecisiveness, and it seems like a lot of you liked the discussion that I had yesterday, so I'm going to continue with that today. But what I'm going to speak on is just 3 ways to pretty much kick the downward spiral that you face with indecisiveness. And yesterday I mentioned to you, I said, do you ever find yourself having a hard time making a decision between, the simple example I gave is what to eat, what not to eat. You know, sometimes when your family goes out and you have all these different locations you're driving past, and the mom looks at the dad or the mom looks at the child and they're saying, what do you want? Do you want fast food? Do you want something that's cooked? Do you want something seafood? Do you want, and everyone in the car is going back and forth, but no one can directly make a decision. Are you that person? Hi, Miss D, thank you for joining. Welcome. Are you the person that's indecisive and often cannot make that decision? Well, I spoke on that yesterday, so if you didn't get a chance to see that live, go back and watch the live. Today what I'm going to do is just share 3 quick tips with you on how to break the habit of getting down the road of indecisiveness and beginning to take ownership of yourself, not becoming a prisoner to yourself, and learning how to make decisions. All right, it's either yes or no. If there's a gray area, obviously there is something that you don't necessarily understand that's causing you to have that hesitancy. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes when you feel that there is a little, you know, I don't know, but then I know and I don't know, it's because you have questions that are unanswered. It doesn't necessarily mean you don't know what to do. It's just there's some not so, they're not the best clarity in between, and you just have to figure that out. And once you do, the decision's often right there. So the first thing I want to speak on is limit excessive stress that's placed on yourself regarding the process of decision making. Some of you may beat yourself to the ground because you are just, you're putting so much thought process into it that you forgot what the question was, or you forgot what the concern was. So try not to put that much thought into it where it's going to simply drive you insane. All right, it's almost impossible to calculate future outcomes. You definitely know that in life we are always evolving, right? There's always an evolution of things. There's an evolution of people. No one remains the same. Sometimes you see people, they're the best that they ever can be, and then the next minute they're not. So life is always changing. So you have to know, you have to definitely make sure that you're preparing yourself mentally for those changes. If you don't do that, you are going to disappoint yourself. And I always tell you guys, if you're going to place your faith in people and not place your faith in Christ, you're going to be disappointed 9 times out of 10. All right. So because life is always evolving, you have to learn how to seek out that confidence in yourself, because no one else is going to instill that in you. If it's something that's a learned trait, you want to start now. All right, because people can only suggest and offer things to you as much as they can. But remember what I said yesterday. No matter what they say or the decision that they would make, that does not affect you. All right. This is a decision that you have to make on your own, regardless of what people's thoughts are. Because guess what? They're not living through the process like you are. This is something that you have to go down the road, experience for yourself, because in the end, you are going to determine whether that was a good choice or not. And you'll soon find out whether it's a great choice or not, based on the decision that you make, right? So make the decision. Don't be afraid. And then you'll find out later on that it's only going to be an opportunity for you to mature and learn how to not do it the way you did it before. All right. The other thing is life's final results is not predicated on decisions. So relax your mind. Whatever your decision is, it doesn't mean that the world is going to end. You're saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. And then you're going through this spiral now for another 2 months, 3 months on why did I make that decision, beating yourself up. Guess what? It's already been done. So why go down the road that you just left? Let's try to find a new path and determine the structure and the buildup of the decision that you made, and figure out what did not work and put into practice what did work and start again. It's okay, right? Now, the second thing is don't make decisions purely on impulse, right? The spur of the moment, the impulse, oh my gosh, I'm just going to do this right now just because. Now, a lot of times you'll find yourself really going down the wrong route with that. You really have to at least spend a little bit of time. If you find that you're someone that's making these impulse decisions and next thing you know, the results aren't netting you what you're supposed to be getting, then you want to reroute and spend some time and thought process before you actually make the final decisions. You collect all your data. You think of the pros and cons, right? You think of something, is this something I did in the past? Is this something that's brand new? How is it going to affect the people around me? You ask yourself several different questions, and then it's going to assist you in making that choice, making that decision, all right? So spend time thinking of all the possible outcomes of your choices. Don't be afraid to deal with the rough process of making that decision. It's okay to make a quick decision quickly instead of just doing none at all. You know, sometimes you ask someone, you say, so what did you decide? And the person may tell you, you know, I just can't think of anything. I'm just not going to do anything. But that's just not a very mature answer, because that just tells me that you're afraid to take a step, at least making it happen, and then seeing what comes out later on. And if you need to fix something, you fix it, right? So if you have a history of making wrong choices, as I just mentioned, or decisions, you want to make sure you spend a little bit of time in doing it. Now, the third thing is the best decisions to make are the ones that seems to be very big for you to accomplish. If there's a decision that you have to make and it's going to make you very fearful, very frightful, right? You're so afraid to make that decision, chances are that's the right choice. Now, here's the reason why, okay? Following the path of least resistance is what a lot of people fail to do. It's often easier for individuals to take the easy route than finding that difficult task to make and struggling through it, right? They would rather just get a decision where it's a yes or no and they're done with it. Anyone that you see spends time working through a particular area of their life that requires a lot of struggle, that requires a lot of conflict, that requires a lot of let me study and research, they do not want to take that path because it's oftentimes too much work, requires too much time and attention. And those are the people that are often the strongest, because now they have developed a whole new method of understanding how to properly make decisions and how to make their way to the end with the final results. So never try to just get something that's easy for you. Find something that you're going to struggle through, something that frightens you half to pieces, because guess what? In the end, you will see that was a wonderful way that you've now matured yourself and you're growing to another level in life. All right. So I wanted to speak with you guys about that today. Yesterday I touched on some great points about indecisiveness. But all in all, I will tell you that there are so many people right now that they're not going out to make those decisions on their own when they're already receiving that nudge in their second heart, which I showed you where that was yesterday in my life, because they're so tied up with what everyone else is going to think, how it affects people around them. They're always wanting to ask other people for their thoughts. What do you think? What would you do? Okay, so just be mature enough to stand up on your own 2 feet and make the choice based on your current situation, utilizing all the facts and also finding out what the pros and cons are, making the decisions, because guess what? God already knows the answer. So if you're feeling in your heart a comfortable nudge after you've prayed about it that, you know what, I think I should really do this because that's what I'm feeling, or I feel I'm not going to make that decision because I'm feeling some reservations about it. A lot of times when there's reservations, there are questions that are unanswered, and it's okay. It's okay, but identify that. But all in all, like the Lord says, He can never help you if you don't help yourself. All right? So let's try to be good decision makers. Stop the indecisiveness. Stop the question in yourself, the second guessing yourself, and move forward with your life. All right? Because there's always wonderful things on the other side of that door, but you'll never know if you don't take the first step. So that's all I had to speak with you guys on today. I thank you so much for joining me. As you know, I love the outdoors, even though it's rainy today and cloudy. I found some lightness in between all of the cloudiness, as you can see, and all the lovely greenery. So I had to take advantage of that. But I wanted to step back in today to speak day 2 on the same subject so that you can have some more tidbits to take away and some things to ponder on. All right? So Dee, it's a pleasure to see you. Wanda, thank you for joining. If any of you join later on, I'm going to encourage you to please type replay on the live. But don't just type replay, okay? I like interaction. So many times individuals don't communicate on the lives, and I have no idea what your thoughts are. You may be thinking them on your own, but you may also have questions that I can help you with. So don't be afraid to send something in the message box there as to how this actually helped you. What did you actually use it for? What did you take away? How did you put it in action in your own life? I'm just curious to see what happens because, again, you can't have a direct dialogue with me here. All right? So if you love what you heard today, please hit the love button, not the thumbs up. Don't like the thumbs up. I think that's very dry. I'm sorry. That's just me. All right? And share this with someone else if you feel that they're going through a particular moment in their life right now where they're very indecisive about whatever it is that they're doing. It could be their jobs. It could be their mental status, it could be their physical, it could be the fact that they're having difficulty coping during this particular time. Whatever it is, they may be able to help. This may be able to help them. But again, try not to tell them about the live, because you telling them about the live, you're going to miss an important point that may be viable to them. So you want them to watch it for themselves. All right. So I'll be back again here tomorrow, guys, to speak with you or to you or with you on another fantastic subject. It could possibly be more on this or something else, but you won't find out until I'm back here again tomorrow. I love you too, Misty. Thank you so much for all your support. I pray that you're doing well. So I'll see you guys back here again tomorrow. Have a fantastic rest of your evening. And if no one told you they care, just always know that I love you guys. Take care.